So, as we all know, esports are better than the other ones. This is a lav mic because you don't have to go outside to play them. And that's why more than 17 million of those people,
more than 17 people,
much more than 17 people, tune in every month to watch esports on Twitch TV.
And now with Nadeo, the studio that brought you the smash hit online racing game ShootMania, Ubisoft is proud to show you the next step in the esports genre, and it is called
ShootMania. Sorry.
It was summertime in Canada, and one of my favorite publishers, Ubisoft, made this massive promise for creating an esports sport focusing around a first-person shooter, which they would call ShootMania. It sounded stupid, but a lot of what they're presenting looked impressive. They were showing esports with commentators. They're showing an easy-to-use, very fast, very efficient GUI for following these matches. And they showed us what looked like to be fun gameplay. But we all had a feeling this would be so far from the truth. In the fact, it almost felt staged, just how it was set up. The game was just not ready for esports, and 6 months after a beta, it's no different. It's the exact same game in every potential possible way. ShootMania sucks. And it is a horrible, horrible sell. And it will probably never take off as an esport. And you can mark my word on it. My name is Troublemaker, and this is why ShootMania sucks. When you first load up the game, you're going to immediately find this weird little problem where it's not all that clear how exactly you freaking play the game. The finding menu, insanely hard. It turns out to be the big middle button. Everything else just doesn't seem to do anything. And even when you click on the middle button, it takes time to pop up. It's really annoying and confusing at best, and it just feels kind of random. I play a lot of Royale, or Royal, because that seems to be the only mode people play in beta. So onto the actual game. So when you start off in this arena type mode, and more on that a little bit later, but for now let's look at right here. What the hell's an SV? What the hell's a ranking? What are any of these things mean? There's absolutely nothing in the game that ever indicates to you what any of those are. On the actual gameplay, you get 3 shields if you're new, 2 shields if you're older, and you run around and shoot people. There's no limit on your shots. You get like 2 or 3 shots each, and basically, if you go into a tunnel at any point, you're almost destined to die. So a lot of the game happens to end up being, you go into a tunnel to kill people, but you don't go into a tunnel otherwise you get killed. You just get bottlenecked, and these guns have an infinite range on them, and with no idea of any kind of concept. The esports mode. This is by far the most terrible, awful thing to watch. It's not as fun looking as original. I spammed every button trying to get into a first person mode, trying to select around what units are good. There's no free-forming camera. You just get a view like this. And let's be a little bit fair. Let's scoot ahead through some coverage into something further. So upon dying, of course, you always go to it. And I found out that you can mouse wheel in to zoom in. And if you hold the right click button, you can kind of tilt the camera a bit, but it doesn't really allow you to follow around players. And as you can see, it gets kind of bothersome because you can't really look at specific players, which is really the goal. You can only look at that center of the map, which is annoying. And some things of this look really nice, but other things are just absolutely awful. And the match looks like it's over because you can't see anybody. And it's just not all that clear that this looks anything like the footage or the trailers that we saw that was released for the game. It looks nothing like the coverage that was shown from E3. It's not all that easy to actually cast this game. So why does this game suck? One, the first-person shooter mode is actually not that fun. You die in 2 hits. Nobody likes being 2 hit. There's no way to regenerate. The maps are kind of bogus and weird. Infinite range on weapons means that you can get sniped from like 100,000 yards away just by accident randomness. Tunnels are death. There's no strategic value to going inside there. The esports aspect, that is tilting around camera, is stupid and it's poorly orchestrated. It would have been much funner just to have it first person if you can't maintain the third person perspectives. And on top of that, there doesn't seem to be too much of a variety. I didn't get a choice of weapons, loadouts of any sorts. I was just stuck with a railgun. That didn't seem all that fun to me. My name is Troublemaker. If you agree with me, thumbs up this video. If you don't, drop a comment. Thank you guys for watching, and definitely stay away from this awful, terrible, terrible shooter. Even if the demo is pretty much like free multiplayer.